Hey everybody, I'm with BigTree. Hopefully you know him. If you don't, you need to find out. He is the developer, creator, the mind behind Vaxxed. So Del, if you have a message for everybody out there real quick, what do you think the number one thing we need to know is out there?
Well, I think all of my work is obviously focused on vaccines, vaccine safety. If you haven't seen Vaxxed, you should see Vaxxed. A lot of great people put that together. I think it's a world-changing video. I mean, it's all over the world now. And then, I think it's important to start doing your research. And one of the messages that, we're here at PedCon, which is a pediatric convention, Genesis Pediatric Convention. And the message I'm going to bring today is for those of you out there that are not vaccinating your children, that are living a vaccine-free life, eating organic food and water. I think we've been hiding in the shadows. I think we've been afraid to tell people what we're doing or to even give advice to people or start asking them questions. I think it's time for us to step up now because we now need to shift this discussion. There's enough people standing up now. Me and Jenny McCarthy, J.B. Hanley, Bobby Kennedy. I mean, the list goes on and on. All the doctors here are standing in the truth. We've got to stand on our truth. We've got to speak out because the government now is being so infiltrated by the pharmaceutical industry. I think the window is closing. We are gaining momentum. It's time to stand now in your truth and represent what a vaccine-free life looks like. That's, I think, my focus today, is stand up, start talking about it, so that people know there's more of us than you think, and this is a great way to live.
Thank you for saying that. There is a lot more to us than you think. So find a chiropractor, find someone who's embracing natural health, seek out information that Del's putting out there, and we're going to help change this world every day. Thanks for joining us. I'm Dr. Kevin G.
And the worst rate of maternal death now is in America over all the other industrialized nations. More women are dying during childbirth than anywhere else. And then, of course, American kids are 70% more likely to die before adulthood than kids in other rich countries. A new study ranks 20 wealthy countries on childhood deaths. The U.S. comes in dead last. Here's my point. When I worked on the Doctor's Television show, all I did was celebrate great doctors, great medicine, cutting-edge techniques. I'm a fan of science. I also was under the impression that we had the best doctors in the world. I was under the impression that we had the best hospitals in the world. In fact, wasn't that the entire argument against the Affordable Care Act? Was we didn't want to have our hospital system progress in some socialist country where it all drops through the floor? People travel from all over the world to go to our doctors, our hospitals? And now we can't keep children alive? You're more likely to die before 18 here in America than the 20 richest nations in the world. More babies die on the first day of life in America than every other industrialized nation combined. More mothers die giving birth than every other industrialized nation in the world. Folks, something has gone tragically wrong. So people say to me, you're anti-science or anti-medicine, anti-doctor. I say I wouldn't be anti-anything if we were truly the best. If you are afraid to talk about it, what will this world be? Your children are not vaccinated, and I know. Do you tell every patient that comes in? I went to chiropractors my whole life, just like Nick Catone and his wife said. And not once in my entire life did I ever understand the philosophy of an innate healing system inside of it, at least not from chiropractors. Not until I went on this tour and got to speak on stages with beautiful luminaries from the chiropractic world did I finally get introduced to this philosophy. A brilliant philosophy. A God-given philosophy. Why did I have to wait till 48 years of using chiropractors? Why did I have to become a speaker to ever hear about this? And why should we ever allow a single child to leave our office or a mother without at least asking them, what's your plan with vaccinations? I'd like to hand you some literature. It's been on my mind because I was selling an idea that I was a producer for the Doctor's Television show,
and then I stumbled upon the vaccine issue. That idea pretty much wrote itself. And there's a little bit of untruth to it. A little bit of thinking about the greater good. That's because I am not vaccinated. My mother never vaccinated me. I went to chiropractors because that's how we lived. And we ate organic food. And we drank clean water. I was homeschooled. And I recognize it's been bothering me that when I travel around the country talking about this issue, that parents come up to me and say, I think I'm thinking maybe not vaccinated. And they say it with a sense of terror, that they're all alone, that they're going out on some journey that no one has ever taken before. And I said, shame on me for not letting them know I'm here. Shame on us for not standing with our kids and telling the world the truth. You have the greatest understanding there is in health. If you keep it to yourselves, your children will be the last children that were ever allowed to not be vaccinated. That's it. Game over. Right now, I am standing here. Right now, Jim McCarthy is coming back out. Right now, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is putting the Kennedy name on the line. Scientists all over the world are speaking out like this guy who I interviewed in Portugal. A top scientist looking at aluminum. I said, what are you doing? They're coming after you. This is what he had to say.
The climate now around this vaccine science.
Terrific. It's very difficult to work with serenity. We are attacked every day from every part of the landscape. The general press is aggressive. The health authorities are aggressive. The government is not supporting, and it is a difficult issue. But it is such an important issue that we must insist. We must insist. That's.
We must insist. We must insist. This is my family. We do not vaccinate. If you want to know how we live, I will tell you. If you want to look at the literature that I was raised with and that I raised my kids with, I will tell you. Please, bring your beautiful kids. Stand up now. This is not just any issue. This is the future of this nation. It is the future of the world. It is the future of one of the great hidden truths of chiropractic. This is your world. This is your time. Let's change the world. Thank you.
Yeah.